Hi, I'm Coach Ray, and I was a scholarship athlete for track and field at Sam Houston State University.
Hey, I'm Mr. Samard, your Texas history teacher, and I've served in the United States Army after high school.
Ben Jones, played basketball on scholarship at Arkansas Tech University in Russellville, Arkansas.
Good afternoon. My name is Ms. Bozeman Dean. I am the MTSS campus coordinator. I went to Alabama A&M on a choir scholarship.
My name is Miss Pratt, and I teach 7th grade math, and I'm the cheerleading coach. And I went to school at the University of Texas in Austin on an academic scholarship.
All right, I'm Anita Bundage. I am an assistant principal here. I went to college at San Diego State University, where I played basketball. I went on a basketball scholarship.
I'm Mr. James. I teach level math for 8th grade, and I teach algebra. And I was in the Army 1987 to 1997.
Hi, my name is Dina Reyes. I'm the parent liaison here at Stockton Junior High. I went to university there in Honduras, back in Honduras, and I graduated from the business administration degree.
I think about my sophomore year when we started talking about everything and getting ready for junior year and getting ready to do my PSATs and my SAT tests.
Honestly, it was 8th grade. I still remember it. It was clear as day. I went to York Junior High, and the varsity coach came up to me. It was during the off season, and she said, "If you work really hard one day, you'll be really good." And so that was the first time it kind of sunk in that if I do those things, that basketball could take me far. So I'd say 8th grade, spring of my 8th grade year.
When I first knew I was going to go to the Army was when I realized what I wanted to do for my career. I wanted to be a police officer at first, and I knew I needed to find a way to pay for college. And the Army was able to give me $100,000 for college.
I think academically and athletically in the 9th grade probably for me. 10th grade for sure. I played AAU basketball, and we won a national championship when I was 16. So at that point, it really definitely kind of set in.
Well, my dad was in the Navy, and he talked about service, and I knew I didn't ever want to get on a boat. But when it became time to go to college, I realized I might need a plane and pay for it. So I got interested.
I'd have to say that was probably my junior year. We went to Texas Relays, which is the biggest high school meet in the state. It's even bigger than the state meet. It's one of the biggest high school meets in the nation, and I got second in the triple jump and some of the best jumpers in the country. And I remember a guy coming over to me, a guy in plain clothes, saying like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I told him my name, and then he walked over to these coaches that had Oklahoma State stuff on, and the Oklahoma State started writing my name down. And I was like, oh, okay, so they're watching me. They notice.
Hi, my name's Miss Mouton. I teach 7th grade English. Before I became a teacher, I worked in the security field where I dispatched my technicians. I worked in the warehouse, and we did CCTV, card access, software systems for MD Anderson, Texas Children's, Enron.
Hi, my name is Miss DeBall. I'm the art teacher and the yearbook teacher. And before I was actually a teacher working in schools, I was working at SeaWorld San Antonio.
Hey y'all, I'm Coach Morris, and before I got into the wonderful world of teaching and coaching, I was actually in the radio business for about 10 years of my life.
Hi, I'm Miss Funk, and after graduating college, I went into the Peace Corps. I was placed in Tanzania, East Africa, which is right under Kenya, and has Mount Kilimanjaro and the Serengeti.
Yeah, so I worked in oil and gas for many years, and I worked for a company that did directional drilling and wellbore surveying.
I was a paramedic for a while, working on the ambulance. That was an adrenaline rush,
It was a journey. It was absolutely a journey because you don't have your parents kind of telling you what to do, where to go to help you. You have to figure it out on your own. I mean, it was a lot. We had full schedules as athletes. We had 9 to 12 hours a semester on top of traveling and practice and weights and study halls. So it took, I would say, the first semester of my freshman year to kind of figure it out, because you go from being structured to unstructured, but really still structured at the same time. So just trying to get that time management piece was the biggest thing. But once I figured it out, everything was cool.
I didn't have to worry about working when I was at school, because my dorm and my meals and my books and my tuition were paid for. So I didn't have to work to go to school. I worked so that I could have extra money to spend how I wanted to. And I didn't have to call home and ask my parents for things because it was already done and they weren't having to be out of pocket either.
I had my own little sports talk show there. I was also able to land a gig with the Houston Texans and Sports Radio 610, where I got to interact with the play-by-play guys like Mark Vandermeer, Andre Ware, Lance Zierlein, a couple Houston sports legends. It was a whole lot of fun.
It was wonderful. I got to travel with the choir. I became an honors choir. It's one of the things that led me to language arts, because then I got involved in theater.
And I was trying to go to school full-time and work full-time to become a teacher, so that gave me the opportunity to work during the day and go to school at night.
Learned from that experience to just go with the flow and be thankful for what you have. Over there, we didn't have running water, and I did not usually have electricity, so I learned how to be grateful for when it rained.
It had its challenges, because, in college they don't make you go to class. You have to go, you have to keep your grades up, or, they're not going to let you keep your scholarship. It's ultra competitive. It's just something that you have to do. You have to do it. If you don't, in college everybody's good, so they don't need you. All right, so if you don't have good grades or if you're a behavior problem, they'll just cut your scholarship. So I had to stay on top of things. I had to.
It taught me perseverance. It was hard, just kind of, again, learning the routines and managing my time on top of the physical demands of being a Division I athlete. It was a lot, but I think it just taught me perseverance and to work through struggles, to take initiative to try to figure things out, because people didn't have time to figure it out for me. I had to figure it out myself. So I apply that now in my present job.
And in the Army, training really correlates exactly to teaching, because you're constantly teaching, practicing, getting better. Whether it's on a rifle range or map reading or jumping out of airplanes. So it's real life leadership. I enjoy it.
My student loans are not as much as they would have been. I did end up having to finally take out student loans towards the end when I moved to Sam Houston, because my academic scholarships did not transfer over. So it has saved me a lot of money in student loan debt.
Working around people, educating them. I mean, people were touching dolphins for the first time and seeing these really cool creatures and feeding sharks and getting to educate them about all these animals. I was like, wow, it's really cool to have that aha moment with so many people. So I figured teaching was the next best way to get to do that.
Well, the Army was great. It helped me with discipline and, being having time management and just being able to, be prepared for things. Also learned how to really adapt to new situations really well.
Well, I was the first one in my family, the whole family, to be graduated from university or high school, and that gave me a lot of tools that I know that has been an open door for me to have success in different ways. I have a small business. And I can set an example for my brothers and my kids now, and that is something that is wonderful.